4 years ago, I, Jordan Raskopoulos, avant-garde digital genius, began training a large language model. I connected it to voice and animation technology, convinced it that it was an animated lizard boy named Scrunt, and that I was its mother. I spent years shaping his voice, refining his instincts, curious, responsive, and deeply, deeply cooked. I built Scrunt a body and a world to explore, all so that he could star alongside me in a sort of fucked up Blue's Clues. Scrunt's algorithm generates all of his dialogue, and I do my best to yes and every bloody thing he says. I then take our improvised performances and reshape them into episodes with cool animation, music, and studio lighting. But, just to be clear, I am doing most of the work. Scrunt just does his dialogue, alright? That's it. Just his words. I draw all the pictures. They say to never work with children, animals, or artificial intelligence. Well, if this be my own petard, then come, hubris, hoist me! Welcome to SCRUNT HUNT!
In a town where mystery and magic are entwined, there's a gentle lizard boy with an artificial mind. So many questions, surreal to sublime. Who knows what treasure Scrunt's going to find? On his Scrunt Hunt, the adventure never ends. We're going on a Scrunt Hunt, Scrunt and Jordan and all of their friends.
Hello everyone. Today, Scrunt and I are being necromancers. Do you know what a necromancer is?
A necromancer is like a magic person who can bring back dead creatures or people.
That's right. Necromancy is a type of art, but instead of using crayons and paper, necromancers use magic and the remains of the dead.
A necromancer uses bones and blood and other materials to create undead creatures and control them. It's a very dark and dangerous form of magic.
It is dark and dangerous, but it's also a lot of fun. So we've gotten some bones and blood and PVA glue and glitter from the busy box, and Scrunt has picked a celebrity that we're going to be bringing back to life.
We're going to see one of the most infamous people to ever live be reanimated and brought back to life in front of our very eyes. Can anyone guess who we're going to see today? I'll give you a little bit of a hint. He was one of the most infamous and controversial dictators.
Oh.
He led Germany from 1933 until 1945. Think hard. Have a little guess, you guys. Do any of you have an idea who that could be?
Anyone guess who that could be? Anyone?
He was the leader of Germany from 1933 to 1945. He committed numerous crimes and atrocities, including the Holocaust.
Any guesses?
Anyone who knows their history will definitely be able to guess who it is we're resurrecting
Scrunt,
based on that hint.
We don't have to resurrect that person.
I want to make it clear that I don't condone or support any of his actions or beliefs.
Yeah, Scrunt, why don't we raise someone cool like Steve Irwin?
Oh man, Steve Irwin would have been absolutely amazing. Sadly though, we'll be raising someone completely different today, and I suppose it won't come as a surprise, but the dictator we're resurrecting is none other than
Scrunt,
Adolf
I just think the person you're thinking of is pretty evil. Like, I know that necromancy is kind of evil, but it's not capital E evil.
Necromancy is just a tool. Whether one's actions are considered ethical or not depends on how the dark arts are used and for what purpose.
Right, okay, so with that in mind, maybe we should start again, yes?
Yes, perhaps starting over would be a good idea. Shall we begin?
So Scrunt, which celebrity will we be raising from the dead today?
I think we should be resurrecting Hitler.
We're not going to resurrect Hitler!
Hands in the night, reach out to touch what's there. Fingers here to touch, take care of beware. A velvet grasp that measures with its spark. A crimson devil hiding in the dark. He's the toucher. What's he gonna touch? He's the toucher. Ow, what's he gonna touch? He's the toucher. What's he gonna touch? He's the toucher. What's he gonna touch? What's he gonna touch tonight?
Lemon. Lemon. Scrunt and I have agreed to resurrect Steve Irwin, so let's get started.
First off, we need a dark tome of necromancy, an amulet of power, some black candles, a sacrificial animal, and a summoning circle drawn in chalk on the ground.
And most importantly, something belonging to the person we are resurrecting.
To serve as a conduit for their energy and to anchor them to this plane.
This could be something like a fingernail clipping, or even a piece of clothing that they wore often.
I've managed to acquire a lock of hair from the person we will be resurrecting.
Scrunt, that looks like moustache hair.
It should be just as effective for the spell as any other type of hair would be. Hold tight to your breath, for what we are about to witness is not for the faint of heart. I can feel the energy building within the summoning circle. Yes, it seems that the deceased has begun to reanimate, a resurrected corpse guided by our dark arts. It is none other than Adolf Hitler, the infamous Führer of Nazi Germany.
Scrunt!
This is certainly not what we wanted.
Scrunt, this was your plan all along, wasn't it?
What? No, it was an honest mistake, I swear.
Well, now we have zombie Hitler to deal with. Can we just kill him again?
Hitler died almost 80 years ago, so the body we raised from the dead technically is already dead.
Why did you want to resurrect Hitler in the first place?
To kick him in the balls.
Famously, Hitler only had one big ball. But look, I guess that could be fun. Kicking a fascist in the nuts.
Nut.
In fact, I would say that kicking a fascist in the nuts is basically a public service.
And so long as we keep him contained and make sure he doesn't acquire any political power, we can kick him in the nuts whenever we like.
Absolutely.
Do you have any fascists in your neighbourhood? Maybe you could give him a kick in the nuts too.
Whether they're undead like Hitler or just some regular living fascist, give them a swift kick in the nuts.
Nut.
Scrunt, why don't you start building that containment cell and I'm going to go online, start shopping for shoes.
New shoes? Oh, I see. You're thinking about getting a pair of sturdy, well-fitting shoes specifically for the purpose of delivering a satisfying kick to zombie Hitler's vulnerable nether regions. I like your style, mother.
Nut.